We are live at the Hideaway, a couple seconds behind the normal start, but that's because we were talking about a big wager. If you have a gambling problem, we're back at the Hideaway. We love being at the Hideaway. It's a big time to be here. So 4 years of the Hideaway being in our lives. We love this place. It's our home.
Four Horsemen, baby.
Home away from home.
Good ones.
It's one of our favorite places to hang out. Chad's not here because he's scared, I think is what it comes down to.
Oh, I don't think Gates calling Chad out.
Chad's scared. Chad of the Hideaway is afraid of us. Let's put it like this. Chad's being healthy right now. Chad knows there's no way. There's no way, brother. You could hang with Levack and Goz at the Hideaway and not throw back some beverages. There's no way. And I respect you for taking the high road.
You've been called out, Chad.
Road,
we're waiting for you. All right, it's been too long. It's been months. I know you were out. He was at the Yankee home opener yesterday, enjoying life.
I kind of feel like I literally wanted to interview Chad today because he was at the Yankee home opener. Chad's one of the biggest Yankee fans out there, and he's not drinking. He's eating healthy. Like he's doing all these things. He's all these nerd things, as you would say.
Nerd.
And he's at a Yankee game. Where he goes to Billy's, he goes to Stan's, he goes to all the places. He's there, he knows where the best chicken tenders are and all those things. And he had to be a good boy. He couldn't do any of it. So I kind of was just curious to see how he was going to be with it all. Oh, what's up? How about our guy? How about Tommy Gross? He's checking in from Yankee Stadium.
Hey, Tom.
I gotta that Tom dedication right there
Appreciate
at Yankee Stadium for Yankee Sox Game 2 of the season, which you will be able to watch right here at the Hideaway. And old Tommy boy here. He's checking in on us. Shout out to you, Tommy. We love you, brother. Be safe, have some fun, and let's go Yankees. You know what I'm saying? So we are here. So 4 years of the Hideaway, 4 years of Levack and Goz being at the Hideaway. So about 4 years ago, everyone had a chance to grab our balls for the first time. We should have brought that back.
No, it was a different time back then, Levack. The world has changed since then. You got to be careful. No.
Remember the beginning of COVID, like when it wasn't that bad yet, and everybody thought we were going to be okay, and we wouldn't have to shut the world down. And we just had like a designated ball grabber. Was it Sue? Sue grabbed our balls for everyone.
I thought you were going to say, remember that man who looked you dead in the eyes, Goz, and said, I want to grab your balls, nobody else's but yours. Yeah, I do remember him too. Hopefully he's doing well.
If you guys don't remember, grab our balls for prizes. Brilliant concept. I don't know who came up with it. Could have been anyone. Could have been anyone with any kind of brains. And it was, we put a bunch of golf balls in a bag, and they were numbered. And then you grab our balls and you win a prize. That was the whole thing. My favorite part of it was the beautiful Lynn would be the one who usually held our sack of balls, and guys would come in here and they'd be like, and if you're watching right now on Techie's Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook, the Hideaway's Facebook, or even Godzilla Media's YouTube, you'll see they would come up here and they'd be like, I'm going to grab your balls. And then here comes this beautiful blonde in front with the bag. Like, if that's okay with you, I mean, I wouldn't mind the opportunity to win a prize. And which is like, it speaks to the clientele here at the Hideaway. Because you think it would be the other way. It would be like, oh, these two fat guys want us to grab their ball. Oh, what's up, hot lady? No, it's like, I won't get you. And then it's like, pardon me, miss, would you be willing to help me as I try to procure a pair of Yankee tickets or some autographed memorabilia? I miss grab our
In honor of today, please don't do that. If you come to join us at the Hideaway, don't walk up and ask and grab our balls. We will not.
That's guys right before we. Oh, Chad is here.
Oh, look
Chad
at that.
is in the house.
I feel like music should be playing right now.
Yeah,
like Stone Cold music. If I had the rights to buy, there he is Chad, in the flesh. Look at him.
This is the first time I've ever seen Chad, and he's not hungover after being at Yankee Stadium. I don't know what to make of it. I don't like. How much torture was it yesterday not drinking and eating all the food at Yankee Stadium? They won.
They won. Okay.
Does that mean you're not going to drink or eat bad food until they lose?
We'll let our audience guess what he said. Yeah, that's right.
He said anything for the team, but I won't do that. He went very meatloaf on us.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, you beautiful meatloaf bastard. All right. So because it is also the 4th anniversary of the Hideaway, that means it's the Masters. So they coincide nicely together with the tradition unlike any other, the Hideaway, and their huge deck.
I wish Jim Nance would say that.
I wonder what it would cost to get Jim Nance. He's got to be on Cameo. Everybody's on Cameo.
Yeah,
we can just get him. All we need, and we only need him to say the words. We don't need him even in order.
No,
we could edit them together. Just have him talking about how big Chad's deck is. at the Hideaway. Can you imagine having Jim Nance?
Jim Nance.
It's like,
hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Have you seen the size of the Hideaway's deck? Chad's got the biggest deck out there. And right now, you can sit on that deck, and if you don't mind getting a little wet. Wait, I didn't mean that.
Stop recording.
That was even too far for me. And there's heaters out there. It's a hot, wet deck, everyone, just so you know. Hot, wet deck here at the Hideaway. So the Masters. I was so sure that it was going to be like one of the I thought it'd be like one of the unusual suspects. Like, you know, I know Shuffley and every guy, they're all good. I thought it was going to be Billy Horschel. I was all in on Horschel.
Billy Horschel,
I was all in. I've got him in the top 20, top 10, top 5 in a win. But right now, he is not the story at all.
Scotty Scheffler. 8 under. Has not teed off his round yet. 250. He's scheduled to tee off round number 3. He's got a 5-stroke lead at 2:30 here on a Saturday. 5 strokes with 2 rounds left to go. That's really
5 strokes
good.
and you're playing with it. I mean, you know, 3 strokes. It's questionable, but 5 and,
right.
And you're
cop's gonna be called. That's
yeah,
right.
you don't want to be doing that in public. That's a lot.
The fact that he's up 5 strokes and then it's kind of one guy is going to blow it or anything else. For our
5
podcast,
strokes and then you might blow it. By the way, Corey Greenwood says, "Hi guys, Lena's here. Everyone's here. Everyone's here having fun. You should be here as well at the Hideaway."
Do you like it more when someone has a big lead out
stroke
in front?
or blow it? What?
It could potentially blow the lead, or do you like 7 or 8 guys in every stroke matters? Because some people, like myself,
you know that I'm such a child that every time you talk about like strokes and everything, I'm not going to be able to have a realistic conversation with you. Everything's going to go right back to my wee wee. I like it. It really, it's all going to come down to tomorrow. Honestly, I like some drama to it, 100%. But if somebody's like tracking him down, like, all right, Tiger has played far better than we thought he would. Day one, Tiger looked phenomenal, and now he's still in it. He looks. The most important thing is he's still walking. He's upright and breathing. But like somebody like Tiger tracking him down on Sunday would be okay. Now we're in. Now we got a thing. But I think it just you get the feeling he's gonna run away and hide.
Yeah, and the reason I've kind of found myself liking it with one person with a little bit
the stroking
of
or the blowing
over at the top
no.
is that the chance for a meltdown's always there. And look, you got like 6 or 7 guys in the mix. That's fine. Like you're more than likely going to see a few of them miss the shots they need to. Like that just comes with the number of people in contention for a top spot. But when you've got somebody with the 4 or 5 stroke lead at the major, and you tune in on a Sunday, and it's the 16th or 17th, and you think he's going to put it away, and he puts one into the water, or he puts one into the sand trap. That is just as entertaining golf for me as anything else. That makes it more humanized, we'll say, right? Like anybody could go out there and play Gus and make that same shot. That's why some people love golf, especially now with the gambling aspect too.
Your favorite thing is when they screw up. You're a dick.
Of course.
You're
just in
golf.
No. What do you mean?
These poor people have worked their whole lives for this, and you're like, I hope they fail miserably.
There is no more entertaining golf than watching people melt down. That is the best part about the sport.
When somebody's just dialed in. When somebody's just 100% dialed in, that's when it's the best.
No, because I've already seen that. This is what happens when you grow up with Tiger Woods as the person. I've seen the dialed-in golfer before. I need more meltdowns in golf is what I need.
Did you see the text we got? I don't even want to – I'm afraid to even hit play on it.
Is that one of the Hideaway's favorite sons, Jared Lozier?
I don't know. Like, it's just like would you even hit play on that? Would you hit play on that? It looks like he's wearing a beer can bra. Look at it.
Tortuga, I think it's pronounced. Enjoying the music festival out there.
You guys just somebody walked up to him, like if that's your insurance guy, you're like, he does a great job, and then I show you that, and you go, well, the rates are good. The rates are strong.
I know what I want to have this happen right now. 518-956-3753. That's Jared's number.
All he said was the word tequila shot.
The man's living life right now.
That's all he said.
Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance, 518-956-3753. JAREDL@nemail.com. Email him right now on the beaches of Tortuga and say, I would like a quote.
How you say it?
Tortuga. Is there an R in there?
I don't.
Tortuga. Get a great road. I just tossed an R in a rate. Double R there. Spanish.
Are you okay?
Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance.
He's only had half a Bloody Mary, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Jared. I blame you for that botch.
Yeah, the Hideaway Bloody Mary is not to be trifled with. I've had a full one, and I'm actually speaking perfect English, which is completely out of the ordinary for me as well.
Tortuga.
That's gonna be Goz at the end when the wife has to come pick him up. I like the boo-boos.
So about Tiger, do you want to see Tiger higher up there? People are very split now, more polarized there. You and I have done so many Tiger conversations when it comes to Masters and majors. I feel like we go to the same old, if Tiger's in contention on Sunday, the ratings go through. We all get that. But I wonder if it's better for golf now if Tiger's like kind of in contention, but like a new name is the one that goes towards the future.
I actually disagree. I think for the first time ever, everyone likes Tiger. Because like now he's likable. Now he's the comeback story. Now he smiles once in a while. Like I think him winning now is good for everyone. It's not like even I, who was against him because everyone else likes him. Like, you know me, I have to be contradictive to whatever else wants. Even I want to see him play well. I just don't think it's possible for the full time. But he looks good. He's barely limping. Like and even when he does limp, it's not the whole time. He's getting where he needs to be. He's hitting the ball well. I got a feeling, what, three or four tournaments from now, he probably wins because he looks like he's working out the issues right now that he's having with a different swing and everything else.
I wonder if Tiger is going to be like a guy who only plays like a select amount of golf tournaments throughout, like, 10,
was he kind of already doing that though?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Like he kind of shows up for the special ones because like you said, there have been times through these first two rounds where Tiger has looked really impressive. There have been other times where he has a bad shot and you're like, okay, he's just going to call it quits. Like he's just going to walk off the course and be like, enough is enough. I'm not putting myself through any of this stuff. He is definitely, for the few times, maybe in his entire life, that's not an exaggeration, he does have an underdog feel to him. That's
he's likable.
Right. And even when he won his most recent Masters championship a few years ago, right? Like, yeah, was he the underdog? Kind of. But we just hadn't seen it post the drama in his life. And this year, he's probably not going to win. But if he's at least playing well on Sunday, people will tune in to watch that story of the Masters.
Not who can make the comeback? Who can actually press this thing? Like who's the one that you were like, okay, it's not completely over because so and so, Matsuyama.
I hope it's Justin Thomas because I wagered on him. I wagered on him and Rory's too far back now. Justin Thomas has been playing really well. So
a little Dustin Johnson in your life wouldn't suck.
Justin Johnson was going to be the other one I was going to mention.
I bet on him this morning. Every day DraftKings gives you like a boost every single day of the tournament. So I'm like, each day I put $5 on somebody different. That's the one cool thing about golf. You can bet $5 and actually make some cash.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think golf is a sport? We talk about legalized sports wagering. Do you think golf as a sport will find more popularity than ever before because of how high the numbers are? Like you just mentioned DraftKings' boost, right? Like you're going to get favorites at 13-1, 14-1. And if you hit on a golf Masters winner, you're going to keep betting on golf because those numbers are just so high.
Well, it's like horse racing, except for the fact that you still make money on the favorites.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely think it's one of those. And you can see it too. Like when you're on the apps, the specials tell you where they're trying to push you. Like they tried to push me towards hockey all year. I just don't know enough about hockey to bet hockey, so I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't find it like if we were going to a game. Like if Chad said, "Hey, the Hideaway is going to do a bus trip, and we're all going to go see a Rangers game," at Madison Square Garden, hint. I would probably go deep on the Rangers that game, no matter what, because I'm there, and it's I feel like I'm involved then. But as far as like just a random Tuesday night betting on hockey, I just couldn't do it. It wouldn't mean anything to me unless you called me and were like, just found out Sabres blah 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 blah. They're plus whatever. Yeah, no, then I would do it, but I'm not going to be into it. But golf is one where you just pick a person that you like watching swing the clubs, even if you just want to watch the name go up and down the ticker, and you throw some bucks behind $5. I put $5 on Brooks Koepka, who at one point was approaching being the next big thing, and I could have won a bunch of money. Now he let me down. Prick, but
50-1s, 75-1s
on good golfers.
Yeah, you can get somebody at like 25-1, and then like the third round rolls around like it is today, just trail them again. And every single time, just keep going with it like that. Yeah, it'd be wild to have it like that. So, if I had to bet right now,
the mic goes out,
I would still bet Scotty Scheffler to win. I think he's got too much of a lead right now.
Did you bet him before?
I did not bet him before. Should have listened to my dad.
So you still would have bet him.
So like nothing has changed between like the numbers we were talking about, right? Like those 50-1, 75-1 payoffs. Like you could probably get a huge number right now on somebody else, but it's hard for me. what do we always talk about? Value, right? Like this guy's got great value. Yeah, but is he going to win? Like, how about I bet on somebody who's going to win? 5 strokes is a pretty. I know I have Justin Thomas, but if I had get $10 right now, I'd put it back on Scheffler.
But if he falls 2 today and then 3 tomorrow, there you go. It's all over. It's all done.
You got me there on that math.
Yeah. Like you said, I thought for sure a little Billy Horschel was going to work out for me, but not so much. I don't think anybody I bet on before it started is in contention to make me money.
Who?
Billy Horschel is right now. He's +5. He's not having a great Masters.
It's not good.
It's not good. He's tied with Tony Finau, who I also bet to come in the top 10.
Enough of Finau. I bet him every single major.
Yeah, he's just fun.
Tony.
He's just fun.
Your weird ankle.
All right, so they make the cut. Yeah, you're seeing Adam Scott at +12. The best comeback in the history of golf.
He's coming. Here he comes.
Here he comes. He's gonna start creeping up the board. Listen, if you're thinking about golf too, you definitely want to get yourself over to the Hideaway. You don't have to be a golfer to enjoy the Hideaway. It's a fabulous place. The food's phenomenal. The staff is always friendly and engaging and happy to be here with you. But you start to look out over that course. You start thinking about the tournaments that are coming up and all the great things. And always want to start here at the Hideaway. Like start with the 19th hole first, and then work your way out into the course, and you'll be happy the whole way through.
Good advice. Yes, that's right.
I tell you, when as soon as like Coach Ware and a couple of the other players everybody who had been here before, even Darius Prince, who had never golfed before, he'd golfed here at Saratoga Lake Golf Club. First thing they all said to me, "Hey, your guy, Chad. You think you can get us out there for a couple of holes?" And you hear Coach Manas in the back, "We win 3 games, you get to go golfing. You don't get to golf until we're 3-0. We're 3-0, you get to go golfing." I'm like, "I'll sneak you out on a Sunday. Don't worry about it." But that's the first thing. It's not like, "Hey, Levack, how is everything? How's your daughter? How's this?" It's like, "Hey, Chad over at the Hideaway, can you get us out in Saratoga Lake? Can you do that? Can you?" Yeah. All right. Well, I know how I became popular. That's all right with me though.
I have a lot of questions about the Empire. Tomorrow's media day. I have all the questions I got to see. I want a little preview though of Empire Media Day. But before we do it,
so we're going to be the players, the front office, staff will be there, the media will be there, season ticket holders, fans will have a chance to come in. All day Apex. There you go. That's all you need.
No, it's not. Nice try. Very good. Hang on a second. This is so different because we've done a bunch of different media days before. You've done NFL media days before. We've done local college media days before. Knowing you, it feels like this is going to be one of the most entertaining media days because of what you just said there. The combination of fans, media members, players, coaches, executives, all in one spot, all together, all on a Sunday, I think is going to have a feel like I've never had a media day before. Like,
I mean, that's the hope.
I'm getting interviewed a player, then somebody runs by me, maybe gives me tickets and tokens to hop on a ride. Is that what I'm going to get tomorrow, mid-interview?
I mean, it's 100% possible. Apex has been one of the places that from the very beginning said they would help us out and we'd be a part of it and have some fun. So they wanted to do it. We wanted to do it. And I thought to myself, if I can have media day and shoot zombies somewhere and maybe bowl, play shuffleboard all at once, I'll do that. That'll work out for me. So yeah, it'll be a good time. They've set up a room for us and everything of that nature. But I think it's a little scary for me because this is the first time we've had a chance to do a media, like a true media and fan event outside of the actual game since I've been in charge because of COVID. So hopefully everybody shows up. I feel like I invited everybody to a party. I got all the cool stuff. I sculpture and all the like there's beer on ice ready to go or whatever. And I don't know if my friends are coming. So we'll see. But that's also why we did it at Apex. We figure one way or another, we're gonna have fun. One way or another, we're gonna have a good time.
Now I think I should interview like Cisse in the zombie actual game, like me, Cisse, and then like a kid just sitting there. Like that's way better of an idea.
Cisse was one of a couple players that we brought over to Elevation 10K yesterday, because we're gonna unveil this year's uniforms on Tuesday, so you can see the new uniforms for the Empire on Tuesday. There's like 4 or 5 video games there and stuff like that. I don't think you want to have video games around when you're trying to talk to Cisse. My man gets into it.
He's a big gamer.
He has fun. Cisse, there's Brandon Cisse outside the white lines, video games, fun stuff, everything's cool. Inside the white lines, oh look, there's your offensive lineman's head. The way it's supposed to be. No, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're excited about it. We really hope that everybody comes out and shows some support and everything, and just really gets into it. We really want more and more people to come and just realize we're here, because we're back, full open at the arena. Ticket sales are going well, but I want to make sure everybody comes and supports this team because it's a special team already. I've seen a level of camaraderie from this group that I have never seen before. So I'm excited about it.
I've been annoying you for the past month about this because I was excited about it because I know this is going to have such a different feel. When we've covered NFL media days before, there's a rope that actually, like, if you're a fan of the Rams, if you like the Bucks, they won't let the fans interact with the players during media day. If you are a college program, there are chances you don't let freshmen talk, or hey, you're only going to get this amount of questions in time with an athlete, and we're not going to let fans. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to that. I'm sure you will at some point during tomorrow be like, all right, maybe we got to back off on this one. But right now, it's one of the most wide open times if you're a Capital Region sports fan to interact with athletes and everybody.
We're giving the media a window before anybody else can be there. Just a quick window to kind of set everything up. But they're going to be able to keep talking to people throughout. Obviously, we don't want like you grabbing Brandon Cisse and like and Hobbs and Magruder and everybody and going off in the corner and not let anybody talk to them. But then season ticket holders to get like an hour where it's just them because they're our season ticket holders, they're our backbone, and then everybody's welcome. And Apex has been amazing. Like they're like, what do you want? What do you need? What do you want? How can we do this? We want to play. We're in. Let's have some fun. So I think it's perfect for what we're doing. I really do because again, there's going to be guys on this roster right now that probably aren't going to get. People are going to walk up and say, hey, it's nice to meet you, but that's that. You know what I mean? So this way, if you're if you're Darius Prince and everybody's coming up to talk to the reigning offensive player of the year, there's time and there's places and everything you do. If you're me and you're trying to fade off in the backdrop, a little shuffleboard with me and Mike Corda over in the corner. That's what it'll be. And if you just want to, if you're just looking for a day out where you said before the show even started, it's rained for 2 straight days. Get inside, come have some fun, say hi to the guys, and then go play. We kind of just built it to be interactive. It's just fun. It's more like the media parties for the NFL than the media days for the NFL.
Yeah,
in my
that's
mind.
a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that.
Except for the players are there, so you go with it. But I'm hoping it works and it's good. And if it doesn't, if it's not like one of the best times everybody had, it'll end up being my fault. So that's fine.
Shout out to all the great sponsors that make it happen. Tech East and everybody else supporting the Empire this season. Kickoff, Levack. Oh man, I botched it. No, it's too late now. All right, Levack, it's almost here.
There you go. 14 days. 14 days to kick off.
There you go.
There you go. You just gotta look over. That's all. You're just not paying attention. Hey. But no, that's gonna be fun. So we're looking forward to that. As far as camp goes, guys are working their asses off, and we should have a lot of fun. I see this beautiful woman walk out of the back, and she's smiling and waving, and then I noticed that she's got poop on her shirt.
An Ohio State sweater.
Yeah,
here, right?
yeah,
hoodie,
yeah. Well,
hooded sweatshirt.
It'd probably be better if it was poop. Ohio State, yeah, no bueno. Then especially today. Actually, I probably can't even be mean to Ohio State today.
Yeah,
I got to walk that back. I won't be mean to Ohio State for one day. Should we do that real quick?
Yeah, I think we should real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately, tragedy strikes today. The former Ohio State quarterback, former quarterback for the Washington football team, Pittsburgh Steelers, passes away today, 24 years old. Just shocking when I got that text today. That crazy to think about somebody so young and having their career cut short and life cut short that fast.
It actually I was thinking to myself a couple times when we started talking about that quarterback room this year, because you got Mason Rudolph, who I think we can all admit Mason Rudolph most likely was not going to end up being the starter of the Steelers unless something went horribly wrong in that locker room. I thought Haskins had a chance to actually compete for the job. But that was going to be something I kind of wanted to, I figured him and Trubisky would fight it out for the job, and then maybe he would take the job. So I kind of we almost always do a show where it's like dark horse predictions. And I know this means nothing at this point, but one of the things I was going to say is that Dwayne Haskins was going to win the job to be the quarterback of the Steelers, because I thought maybe that stability that he had in a Mike Tomlin organization could propel him forward. And the fact that the Steelers didn't go get a more, renowned quarterback than Trubisky that maybe they thought, there would be a good competition between these two to see who could take the job. And now we'll never know because of this. He was hit by a car.
The details of everything is still coming out.
A dump truck, they're saying now.
Yeah, on a Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening of what happened and how it happened. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to cover him a few years ago at the Heisman Trophy. And I've said this, that he saved that Heisman Trophy ceremony day because the other candidates with him that year, the finalists, were Tua and Kyler Murray, and they're both known to not be people who talk or express anything about their careers. They're very shy. I don't think it's even the right description of those two. So Dwayne Haskins had to basically fire up the crowd and get people engaged and everything else to show off his personality of, hey, we're at a great moment here where we get to not only represent our families and our friends, but our universities. And so I was fortunate enough to cover that part of his career. Now that when it comes to athletes passing away, when it comes to the tragic endings of their lives, what's happened here in 2022 is people like Adam Schefter are taking a lot of heat for how the news is presented to the audience. I'm not sure if you saw this, Levack, but Adam Schefter originally tweeted out that Dwayne Haskins, former Ohio State quarterback who struggled with his time for the Steelers and Washington football team, and then added the details of his death. People are wondering, why do media outlets have to add these tags? You don't. And I hope today Schefter's mistaken. He went back, deleted the tweet, and then edited the tweet as if no one saw what Adam Schefter tweeted with millions and millions of followers. For young sports journalists or writers or hosts, we don't have to add that to the first paragraph to get the clicks. We're pretty sure we know who that person is, and a lot of people find it super disrespectful if that's how it's defining his life.
100%. But I think what happens is, because I think not to this degree, but I've done it myself in the past where it's, you hear that one voice, like when we were doing the terrestrial radio show, we'd get a bunch of comments, a bunch of calls, a bunch of stuff, and 80% of them would be positive. And I would hear those and they would wash right off. 20% would be negative, and those were the ones I would answer. Those are the ones that would stick with me because for whatever was wrong with me. I've changed that. I've made a point to work on that and change that. A guy like Schefter, and you've met him, he's a robot. He's a machine. And I think he's so good at what he does of processing information and getting this news out to us that emotion comes out of it for him. That's my belief. So I think in his head, when he's putting that together, it's twofold. This is a real statement. He did struggle. And I'm going to say it now so that somebody doesn't fire back at me in a little while ago. Well, you said NFL quarterback, but I mean, really, you know what I mean? I think it was like a preemptive strike mentally for whoever was going to be the first comment to go, it wasn't that good, which that person is a turd and you shouldn't let them factor into how you process or deliver information. But I think that's what it was. I think it's one of those, I need to fit in every factual thought I have right now, because if I don't, someone's going to air quote correct me. And then I'm going to have to deal with that crap all day.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a disconnect for reporters. And it's sometimes a personality thing where you described it as being a robot at times for some of these guys in sports, where you're not building human relationships with people. You are building stories for your employment, which is even more an interesting contrast for Adam Schefter, because he took a lot of criticism a few months ago for building such a human relationship with Deshaun Watson's camps and Washington's camp, and joking around, calling each other Mr. Editor, Mr. Reporter, boss. So he had to put this almost salesman attitude on for some people. Right. And then when he doesn't put the personality on, he gets criticized. He did resign with ESPN. I know a lot of people thought him and Woj were going to jump to DraftKings and other spots and say, imagine the power an insider can have when you report an injury before the game and how much a line could swing. But they decided to go traditional media. Yeah. And this is
money.
Yeah, there you go.
There was a big debate about that too. What's the point in paying them all this money when they break the news on Twitter? Because I was sitting there, I was listening to some of them, and it was one of those times where it's man, I wish I could still just call in or walk into that room or whatever room, or other stations or whatever, like I used to be able to. Because it's because everyone says ESPN's Adam Schefter. No one, very few people just say Schefter or ESPN Shefty or whatever. They say ESPN first. So ESPN does it to keep control of the flow of information and to continue to be the name that everyone says when you do go to those Twitter handles and everything else. But end of the day, just guy's 24 years old, and it sucks. It's terrifying. I'm very curious when the details come out why he's walking on a highway. I don't know. It sounds like it's just a horrific accident. It all just a bunch of things came together, and I guess it's not even really important why he was walking on the highway. But like my brain has to go a step further and kind of understand why a guy who was so talented and look, maybe he never would have been a star in the NFL. Maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have. Who knows? I don't know. The knock on him coming out of college for the people who were willing to knock on him was he didn't have enough snaps in college. So, maybe he's a guy who goes to the XFL, who goes to the USFL, comes to us,
NAL, right? Yeah.
And gets snaps, and then all of a sudden, he's ready to play, or maybe just backing guys up, and backing up Big Ben Roethlisberger and everybody else would have been ready to play. But even if that wasn't, even if he was an NFL guy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the world. Just because you're not one of you're not top 32 doesn't mean you're not top 100. He could have made a living in it. He could have been something, and we'll never know now because, he's walking on a highway and gets hit by a dump truck. Like that's so very sad. Very, very, very sad. So we'll pivot out of that, and I'll try to get Chad to tell me what I'm going to drink next.
Good. Okay. I like
Chad,
that.
what am I drinking next? Well, you're sober, but those who can't do teach.
Great answer.
Those who can't do teach.
I don't know what booze is anymore.
I don't even know what alcohol is. That's unsweetened iced tea.
Oh, God.
Who are you?
What have you done?
What have you done with my Chad? It's a no longer hanging Chad. Nobody wants to hang with this Chad. Is that like a monitor? What is that? You have a heart monitor on?
Oh, man.
I didn't even know you had a heart. It's like a month from now when he's 100% again, he's gonna laugh at that joke. Like right now he's calling
too
me
soon. Too soon.
Right now I'm a dick, but in a month.
So I go in for this thing and I'm in the hospital. They ask me if I have family history of heart condition. And I'd say no, not that I know of. So my sister works in the ER at Saratoga Hospital. So she sees my name on the board and comes in. She's like, oh, I had this when I was 25. I said, oh, really? She goes, you remember when I had heart surgery? I said, no, the only thing I remember is that I wrote on Facebook, I hope they find the heart in
there. For everybody watching live, you couldn't hear that because Chad's a little off mic, but he said they asked him when he went in. So he did some heart stuff going on. He's going to get healthy, not to give out all the details. But when he went in, they asked him to be a family history of this kind of stuff, any kind of heart disease. And he's like, no. And his sister, who happens to work in the hospital, is like, well, yeah, this happened when I was 25. You remember I had heart surgery? And he said, I just remember writing on Facebook that I hope when they opened you up, they found a heart in there.
So good.
That's a karma patch.
That's
not a heart monitor. That's a karma patch right there. I'm now thinking about all the awful things I've said about my family members. Everybody move back. Everybody just move back. But we're just happy we're happy you're doing well, man. We do love you, brother. Now that gushy stuff's out of the way, get me a beer, bitch. I love you. I'm gonna do beer. I don't know more Bloody Marys. That's like vegetables. I love Chad.
How about, is this beer toasting to the end of the New York Knicks season? God, Levack, it's terrible. What happened? Like,
what do you mean? What happened? What do you mean? What happened? Just because your only knowledge of the Knicks' existence started when your boy Melo got here. What happened is the Knicks. That's what happened. This is what happens as being a Knicks fan. They give you a glimmer of hope, and then they stomp it out like it's a rhino on a fire in the wild. By the way, look it up. Rhinos will stomp out fires in the bush of Africa. If you're ever having a fire in Africa or even Australia, I think they're there too. I don't know, whatever. Maybe Africa only, but they will stomp out fires. They'll do it.
I had no idea. I'm going to Google it later.
Yeah, look it up. Rhinos and fires. Rhinos and fires, man. They'll do it. They'll aggressively come stomp out fires. Aggressively. So they just this is what they do. The worst part is this roster is better than last year's roster, but didn't play better than last year's roster. The coaching staff's another year established, yet didn't coach as if they were another year established. Leon Rose is on a freaking milk carton. I don't even know where he is. I don't know who runs the team above Tibbs. Like it doesn't like Yo, Leon, you seen Leon? Pookie, you seen Leon? No, nobody seen Leon. I don't know, like, where is this dude while things aren't going right? Everybody's, and of course, as Knicks fans, we're all looking for that quick fix. There's no such thing as a freaking quick fix on this kind of team. You've got Barrett. Everything else has got to go. Everything else, if somebody wants it, take it.
Obi too? Obi Toppin?
If that's what it takes to get pieces, I don't want them gone. But I mean, realistically speaking, if that's the piece that gets you an AD, if that's the piece that gets you, even a Zion, even Zion's fat ass, get him in here. I don't like whatever it takes to get better. You got to do it. And I'm not saying flip coaching staffs right now because you do that too often. You've got to give it a chance to stick. So if Tibbs thinks that there's a player out there that makes this work, you put him. You go get him. You go get him, and then if it doesn't work this year, that's when you look at Tibbs and go beat it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a mix with you on this because I'm with you.
You're sweating on my ring.
And by the way, when you were hitting the table, the ring was hitting it. So I'm like, oh man, he's like knocking for something. So look, there's a combination of Julius Randle got so much hype last year. He was truly in the discussion for the MVP because of the increase of success the Knicks had, and because of him, like he got a lot of love. Now, from the moment he was awful against the Hawks, he's almost Ben Simmons comparison isn't right, but his career changed because of that. Yeah,
you said the name, so I'll just go ahead and do this now. Our boy Gurka's back, and he'd like everybody to know F Ben Simmons.
Thank you.
Clown face.
Right. So, like, to a lesser extent, Julius Randle just wasn't as good. However, in comparison to Philly wanted to be done with Ben Simmons. Like, it got to a point that was just reckless. Like, he's got to go. The Knicks have had faith in Julius Randle, almost to the point that Tom Thibodeau didn't have to, but it seems like he's decided, okay, either our star is going to be Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, or Obi Toppin. And he went with Julius Randle. And as of right now, RJ Barrett was way better this season in comparison to his other past years. And Obi Toppin, I know it's the end of the year. That's a meaningless game, but he just had his career high in points the other day. So it's like Obi Toppin can still play. RJ Barrett's really good, but they hitched their wagon to Randle, and he's just not as good.
But the Randle thing worked last year because the team was willing to play defense. What was it, 20 games ago, 30 games ago that they interviewed him and a couple other guys, and it was like they literally said, we look at the same film, we break down the same stuff, we have the same instruction, we just don't do it on the court. So it's like it was, and people thought it as like Tibbs wasn't doing the job. Randle was telling you the players are not performing. So whatever's different this year to last year is the problem. So was it, bringing in Kemba, instead of having D Rose out there all the time? Was a lot of these guys thought they were special because they had a decent year? I don't know. I just know it's crap. And when you bring up Obi having his best game, why did we have to wait so long to see the younger players?
Right.
You were out of it. I mean, maybe you weren't mathematically. I'm mad I never heard this before. So there's the magic number for how much you need to the tragic number is how many to
lose. Is that
lose.
A new thing on the internet?
I heard it from somebody, and I went, why in the world have I not been saying tragic number? So like the Knicks, the second the Knicks tragic number was like 4, 5, and there was like 20 games left, you should have just been like, F it. Here's the young guys. Let's see what they got. Because who knows? If you had done this from the rip, if you brought all the young guys out from the rip, or the second you knew that you weren't going to, roll into the playoffs in some variety, or at least have a legitimate shot of being anything higher than the play-in team, you should have been seeing what you had with these young guys. You got a lot of good young talent. I don't remember saying Emmanuel Quickly's name this year at all, at any point during the season. Obi Toppin, you see him on SportsCenter, he'd make the top 10 for a dunk, and you go look at his stats, and it was like the 3 minutes he was on the court. You know what I mean? So it's like and I get it. Tibbs is under immense pressure to win now because he made the playoffs last year. But if a smart organization looks at a guy like Tibbs, looks at whoever they bring in and say, I don't need you to win 30 games instead of 27 games. I need you to win as many games as you can while showing me this team is headed in the right direction so that I can go get better players around these players, so that I can get more tickets sold, so that I can sell more gear. And then if you're doing that, if you're giving me hope, if you're giving this fan base hope, we're going to keep you employed. But struggling to get like 1 or 2 more wins is bullshit. It's just off.
No, and Levack, to add to that, right? Like Tibbs and whether it's stubbornness, whether it's old school, however you want to describe it, that hey, this formula worked before, it's going to work again, is spreading across the NBA. Like almost to a point, it's not even making sense. Like we'll use the Hawks again for an example, right? Hawks are a great example of this because the Hawks with Kevin Huerter and Trae Young get all the way to the conference finals last season. But the Hawks offense was basically Trae Young going down the court and launching up at every shot he wanted. Wherever Trae Young is on the court, they're like, you know what? We won doing that last year. Why don't you keep doing it? Well, because it's dumb. Like you're not Steph Curry. Stop doing that. The Memphis Grizzlies are the second best team in the Western Conference. They played a lot of games without Ja Morant, and they were good without Ja Morant. So is Memphis thinking like, maybe we don't need Ja Morant? Yes, you do. Stop it. The Pelicans made the playoffs without Zion. Oh, maybe we don't need Zion. Stop it. Yes, you do. Like there are like these little examples of, hey, basketball is a different sport where when you take one of these guys off the floor, you're not going to completely crumble. But for some reason, coaches, and Thibodeau's an example of this, get so stubborn of, no, this is going to work. It makes too much sense. Well, we're seeing like multiple examples of the NBA. A mix-up is fine because you can still find ways to win doing it.
All right, Corey from Greenwich. Max Kellerman said, if Lakers wanted to trade Anthony Davis, but you'd have to take Russell Westbrook with Knicks, would it take that offer? I disagree. Davis maybe plays 50 games and Westbrook never pans out. Yeah, but you know what? That's an NBA trade. It would depend on what you were sending over, right? So here's the thing. I heard that Max Kellerman theory, and it was you're going to give up whatever you have to give up to get AD, and they're throwing in Westbrook. Now, Westbrook is an expiring contract. If I take that contract, I'm not giving you a bunch of stuff too. You're going to get a couple of draft picks because it's AD, but that's a net negative. Like taking Westbrook on is a net negative. Like that lowers your side of the trade score. So like I heard Kellerman saying it, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. So he wanted the Knicks to give up like RJ Barrett, first round picks, whoever else, and take on Westbrook's contract to get AD. No.
I don't get it. I don't get why the Westbrook AD thing. I know Anthony Davis was hurt,
right.
So you could say like maybe they would have played better. I just don't get that trade at all. Like,
well, I'm saying if I could get AD and I only have to give up like one first round pick and a couple twos or something like that, and I got to take Westbrook too, or I'll give you. Here's what it is. If I can give, if I ship Randall and a 1 and you send back AD and Westbrook, I do the deal. Maybe 2 1s. I don't know.
Okay, more proven talent. The Lakers might not be good, so you could still get some draft picks.
I get some expiring contracts. At least it's something different. The unibrow will be very in style here in New York.
My criticism was going to be that Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, even as veterans, haven't won. I know they got a championship. Westbrook's been to finals back in the Thunder. Anthony Davis won the championship with LeBron. But separated from LeBron, those guys is, I guess, LeBron-esque. I don't know if they could do it.
Right.
And look, I could have the same criticism about Barrett and OB, Toppin, and Julius Randle. Fine. Like, I guess maybe LeBron's set the standard too high that you have to go after these superstars. Maybe I'm still a Zion fan. Like, I would like to see Zion down low and see what happens, and maybe his price is lower than it's ever been.
I think Zion with Barrett works.
Yes.
But I also think AD is catnip to other stars. So, like, other stars look at you and go, wait a minute, they got AD now? Like, even if it's not real, like, even if it doesn't make you marketably better, they perceive you're marketably better, and I can get more players to go with it. I just, again, the thought of taking on Westbrook and his contract.
No, Levack, don't do that to him.
and then you telling me that I still got to give up a king's ransom. Peace out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. Me taking on Westbrook and his contract negates like 2 assets that I was going to send your way, because now I got to pay the guy probably to leave, but I got to take care of that. Basically what you're doing is you're sending me the grenade. like if you want the hot chick, you got to take the grenade too. And then it's like, okay. And you got to buy me a bottle. Whoa, wait a minute. She's not that hot. She's not that hot.
There's a story that circulated on Twitter that, according to Frank Vogel, reports had said that, hey, Vogel said, look, if you get a rebound, just bring up the court. We're all good enough. We got enough good players. Just handle the ball. And Westbrook said, no, I'm the point guard.
Right.
You will give me the ball.
Right.
I know that wasn't from Ballsack Sports. That was from a legitimate source that actually said that.
Ballsack Sports. All right. But basically what happened is the Knicks are the Knicks, and they suck, and they're miserable. And but they're my team. So between now and about 3 weeks before the next season starts. Actually, when I start bitching about how terrible the NBA draft is, it'll all be around me falling in love with whoever they draft.
I've got 2 other New York teams to get excited about, though, Levack. But before we do that, Mohawk Honda, this spring, go get yourself a new vehicle. It's so awesome this week. But tell you, I don't know if it's about the spring. I don't know if people are thinking about prices for their vehicle. More comments, more emails, more texts this week than I think I've ever had about Mohawk Honda. Hey, what about this ride? I've had this car for this long. Don't ask me. I can't give you any advice. I appreciate you reaching out to me to get a hold of the great people at Mohawk Honda. Brian McKenna, Cam McKenna, Greg Johnson, Lindsey Harden. Going to run through the names. I saw those guys. I hosted the Plate Change Challenge.
How'd that go?
Really fun.
Everybody just keep going. Hey, guys. And all right.
Cantera was there.
My little guy.
He was there, yeah.
My little guy.
Shout out to Colton. He was the winner this year. Colton Crow, the winner.
Oh.
Yeah, he won this year.
I thought it was Dalton Crow.
It is definitely Dalton Crow. I thought of Dalton Castle. I confused all the Crows, and I thought about the Sting, the Crow 94. Shout out to him. He won. Mr. Crow, I'll call him from now on.
Shannon's here. Her kid works over there. You might want to get it right while you're sitting here.
It's been in this Bloody Mary
What happened
today.
to my drink, too, by the way? I thought I was getting a
Mohawk
beer.
Honda's your spot. Stop in. They're open on the weekends as well. 2022 Pilot EXL. That's my vehicle. I'm going to nail that one because I know that's true. That's sitting out there. I got to drive that back from Syracuse this past weekend. Mohawk Honda. Stop in on the weekends. Follow them on social media. Still leave comments on that Plate Change Challenge. Congratulate the wrong people for winning. They always go out of their way to please you.
My favorite is, I'm also in the Mohawk family. I got the Mohawk Silverado from Mohawk Chevy. So, I try to do the old servant leader routine when it comes to my guys, hey, I don't have anything great, whatever. And then I go get my truck. They're like, what the hell is that? That's your truck's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's and then I just peel out. I just flip them off. I put it in sport mode and I'm out of there. I have no time for the little people in my Silverado. It's the only thing I own that's of value. I'm out of here.
Come on,
Well, that and this ring here for some reason is important. This is Levack and Goz. We're live at the Hideaway, and while we're here, amazing special going on. If you pay for a beer, you get a beer. And the food is great. So that's the amazing special that's going on today.
That's right.
Here at the Hideaway.
Happy birthday.
Make sure you check us out on Techies, Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook, as well as the Hideaway's Facebook, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube. Goz.
I got a hot take for you, Levack.
I'm sorry.
Involving this New York team.
To
the Buffalo Bills re-signing Stephon Diggs for over $100 million, $70+ million guaranteed. Is that the best signing of this NFL offseason? Not trade, because I know there's been a lot of trades, but signing, to solidify the future for Josh Allen, for the chemistry they've built, competing against the Chiefs and the Bengals and everybody else, all the contenders in the AFC. Diggs locked
chicken
in
tenders
long term. Is that the best signing of the offseason?
Instead of going through and looking at all the stuff that's happened this offseason, you got to start to just believe in what the Bills do, right? Bean and McDermott together are just good. They're just good. Bean makes smart moves. McDermott puts those moves into action. They're just good. So when they made the move to get Diggs in the first place, I remember people going, what is this and this? And I heard a breakdown, and I started looking at some of the stuff I was being told about. And he was the best bad football catcher in the league. His catch radius is obscene, and he would catch passes that were rated as subpar passes better than anyone else in the league. So here's Josh Allen, who's still kind of finding his groove in the NFL, throwing the football to Diggs, and he makes these leaps forward, not steps forward. Well, that means something. That tandem, those two together means something. So being able to keep them together for years and years to come is brilliant. It's smart. Now, you have to accent that. You have to add and build around it, but they seem to be doing a good job of that as well. So basically what I'm telling you, the long-winded version, the short version of what I just said is I trust Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. If they think signing an extension to Diggs was the way to go, then it was the way to go.
For a comparison to guys like Rodgers, right? $200 million. Okay, that just blows my mind. But we know what Rodgers can do, and the Packers hope that he's going to bring them maybe one or two more Super Bowls, whatever it could be for the expectations for him. All the other signings seem like they're reacting to, okay, we've got a lot of salary cap. We've got some open holes. Teams are hoping, there's like a little bit of a risk involved with other free agent signings. So if you add that, plus your Raiders brought in Devontae Adams and gave him a bunch of money. The Dolphins gave Tyreek Hill a bunch of money. And they know, the Bills, that if they wait another year,
could be more.
There you go.
Yeah.
So and if you're a guy like an A.J. Brown, a DK Metcalf, there's a reason probably you haven't been traded yet, is because those teams might think you're not going to be as good this season, and they don't want to pay you right now. So, yeah, it's a great signing because the Bills get better.
Forget about money. Where's the discord? Where's the issues? Where's the drama in Buffalo? Right?
None.
There's none. You just took it all away. And you can't tell me that anyone else on that team is going to look at what Diggs has done for that offense, for Josh Allen, and go, I deserve that money more than he did, because they're going to get beat down with pillowcases full of soap in the locker room, because it's not going to have like Diggs is loved there with good reason. And look, just the visual of, was it 2 years ago, with him standing on the field looking at the scoreboard in just sheer pain and disgust because you lose to Kansas City. That resonates with the Buffalo fan. Like, you got a player who actually cares as much as you do. That's not easy. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys are paid mercenaries, and rightfully so. You got millions and millions of dollars being put in your face. Look, dude, as much as I used to love our old radio station, if Fox Sports had walked in and said, "Hey, Levack, here's twice the money," I'd be like, "We are."
I love Blake Travis. He's the best. I always said it for years.
On the way out, and if as soon as that contract was supposed to end, if the four-letter network had come back in and said, like, "Here's double that," I'd be like, "He has." I would have been all over it.
I love the clones.
Sports Network. Right. Keep going. Like, what is? Pick one. You know what I mean? Like, that's that you got when there's that kind of money on the table. That's the thing. But in these windows where these guys truly grip on to the community and the passion is there, like it is for a Bills fandom, it's special and good. Get it done. I think it was a brilliant move. I'm not going to say he's the best signing of the offseason because I didn't sit down and go through each one of them. But again, I just trust any move the Bills make now.
As of this moment, it feels the best. The draft's coming, so we kind of have a better balance of who's actually better for what fit.
Look at this sexy mama walking up with beers.
He's the best. I got to help. Careful, it's getting right. He's got it. He's got the.
I trust him over the machine more than you.
Thank you, champ.
What am I drinking here? Mad Jack Red.
Ooh. My face right there. What the deal did, by the way,
what's up?
It made the Bills the Super Bowl favorites. So at this moment on DraftKings, if you're to wager on the Super Bowl 2023 team plus 650, the Bills are listed as the favorites.
What? I don't know if you noticed, the Raiders added Devontae Adams. I'm just saying they should probably be the favorites. And Chandler Jones. Yeah, and the Jets. The Jets almost signed some players. The Jets are on their way, though. I legitimately think that Salah is big game Bob. Is Salah?
Stop calling him Big Game Bob.
Big Game Bob Salah. I think he's the right guy for the job. I think that's a real team. I think they're really becoming something.
They got a big night coming up in a few weeks on draft night.
Yeah.
Some picks. That's going to be a big night for the future of the Jets, and I'm sure Jet fans. Yeah, they've heard that a few times before, but it is for Salah, for the staff, for Douglas, everybody. That's a big.
And that's the thing, Douglas. I think the thing I like about Douglas is I don't think Douglas cares if we like Douglas. And that's what you need from a GM. You need a GM who doesn't care. You need a GM that approaches you the way your mother did when it was time to eat your damn vegetables. You know what I mean? Not like my mother did with the vegetables. I don't care what you do, just go away. Because I would just talk until she left me alone. And now look at me. No, you need someone who's going to tell you to take your medicine, and that's what he's done. He's sat there. He'll fall asleep at games because they're boring. And doesn't care what anyone says to him because he has a vision of how he wants to build this team. And now he's got Big Game Bob, and they're going to go get it.
Tell GMs and head coaches to stay off of Twitter. You don't need to win the Twitter war. Just
not
stay
team
off
presidents.
It.
Team presidents should be on whatever they want.
That's right.
They should go wherever they want, do whatever they want. But no, I think the East is starting to finally look like it used to look. Miami's good. Patriots are not still the Patriots, but pretty close. No, Buffalo is a favorite to win it all, and the Jets are building. They're not as good as the AFC West. I mean, the West is friggin' obscene,
crazy.
The West is going to be a friggin' bloodbath.
You mentioned the Albany Empire and the team president.
I've heard of them.
Speaking in third person.
What?
But tomorrow at the media day, you might bump into our friend Alyssa from Lily and David Fine Jewelers. She said she might make an appearance. I'll just keep her whereabouts.
Break the rings out.
Yeah, there you go. There's the rings. Guys, if you're looking for that great gift for maybe an upcoming wedding for yourself, the engagement ring right there, Route 50, Shops of Wilton's, Lily and David Fine Jewelers. I know from experience, I'll show off my ring right there. My wife is hanging out away from me this weekend. It's bigger than mine. If you want a larger ring, Lily and David Fine Jewelers will help you find it. Engagement rings, wedding bands. Ask for custom Albany Empire gear. You'll see if they'll do it for you, or Alyssa to propose for you. I'm curious at this point what you can get at Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
I hope somebody's gone in there and been like, Alyssa, is that real? Like, will you help me? Like, they're like a shy guy. Wouldn't it be great though? Because like Alyssa's no nonsense though. Like I could see Alyssa, like you go into Lily and David, you go, she helps you pick out the perfect engagement ring. And then you go, Alyssa, can you propose for me? And then Alyssa looks over at her and goes, she's not worth it. No.
Find what you're looking for this spring. Lily and David Fine Jewelers, anniversaries, birthdays, her style, her fashion, and more. Check them out on Facebook as well. And if you end up being that first person who has Alyssa help you with the proposal, you could just keep it between you and her. And we won't shame you here on the Levack and Goz podcast. Somebody's got to be the first to do it, and we will congratulate you.
Not shame. Dude, seriously, like the number one thing I've learned from Mike Korda, who is the owner of Tech East and the owner of the Empire. Number one thing I've learned from him, because I'll go, dude, I don't know how to do this. He goes, you don't have to know how to do it. I'm like, what do you mean I don't have to do it? That's part of my job. He goes, no, we'll bring somebody in who knows how to do that. Like, if you don't know how to do it, ask for help. You know who knows how to take care of this stuff? Alyssa.
I'm a little jealous of that piece of advice because now I'm thinking about my proposal. And I'm like, well, I actually did ask them for advice and then ignored it.
Right. Well, that's typical. You're terrible at taking advice. You're terrible. Guys, you're on fire. I don't know. Not really. It's probably not that bad. You should stop, drop, and roll. Nah, I don't want to get dirty. But you're on fire. Meh.
Get to it.
Meh.
Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
All right. Oh, Corey needs attention today. Corey from Greenwich. Me, Corey. I even went in there for a ring. LOL.
Corey, next time you go in there, tell him that, please.
That's the thing right there. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. They even got Corey from Greenwich engaged. Corey and Goz have women because of Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
Speaking about it now. Who is this Corey guy?
Good. This is like, there's a picture. What do you mean? There's a picture behind the counter. Get this guy out of here as fast as possible. This is a man who tried to pay with sweet nuts and maple syrup. That's what there's a picture of him.
In there, ban this man. Levack, your Yankees. How about that? 1-0, baby. How about that?
Made me sweat. Made me sweat for it. Yeah. 1-0. You can't go undefeated for the entire season if you don't start 1-0. That's just the way it works. That's all there is to it. The Red Sox gave him a bit of a fight, but end of the day, this weren't enough to take down the old Bronx Bombers, my friend. And I noticed we haven't heard from our boy Jim inside the walls today.
No.
Because we have that little side wager going that Donaldson's going to be better than Story. And Donaldson happened to hit that walk-off hit. Got it done. By the way, first time the Yankees have won an opening day in extra innings on a walk-off since 1957.
Whoa.
My buddy Mike Allen gave me that stat.
It's a great stat.
Shout out to Mike Allen. I don't know if it's true. Don't care. Sounds good.
Look it up.
Sounds good. Like it.
Let's start with
405. Be here to watch Yankees Sox.
Right here at the Hideaway. Let's start with Josh Donaldson, though, because
Josh Donaldson, former MVP, Josh Donaldson.
Did you have the same reaction that I did when
he looked kind of good with the shaved face?
Thank you. That's exactly it.
Were you really going to say that?
I was going to say Josh Donaldson.
Look at him. He's studly right there.
He looked like a different person when he stepped to the plate because he got the shaved face. The hair's a little right. He kind of reminds me. I think you'll understand this more than maybe anybody because of your past career. He looks like a redefined rocker. You know, like the guy who's got like the sleeve tattoos and maybe the hair was a little crazier and now he's got to get like the suit every day and the hair. Right. He feels like a little mix between a redefined rocker. Kind of reminds me of He reminds me of Dave from Elevation 10K actually a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you can tell in the past he lived a different life, but now he feels like a different person.
Still in there. Donaldson. Elevation 10K Dave. It's still in there.
Sure it is.
There's still like, all right. So we call him Elevation Dave now? Is that what we're calling? Because his original nickname was Diggity Dave back in his rock radio days.
Oh, that's way better. We're going with that one.
No, we can't. He's Elevation Dave.
He's a changed man. Fine.
So like maybe if we get him out partying a little bit, then we can call him Diggity. Like he's supposed to be at the media day tomorrow at Apex, but he's like helping like coach his kids' little league game. That's who. That's
Redefined
elevation.
rocker.
That's
There you
elevation,
go.
Dave. Diggity Dave would have put like a cardboard cutout because he has the ability to make them over at elevation on the sideline and still come and hang out with us at Apex. So yeah, no, I like it. So there's elevation Dave and there's Diggity Dave. So if we get out drinking one night and we get Diggity Dave to come out with us, as opposed to elevation Dave you want there because he'll get you home safe. Diggity Dave you want with you because you'll be safe wherever you wake up.
So we've got Blue Jay Josh Donaldson and Yankee Josh Donaldson in very similar fashion.
Yeah, it's good to see. Like that's one of those ones where those are mo builders, right? Because when you win those extra inning games, those walk-offs, those struggles. So you Garrett Cole goes out and looks god awful in the first inning. Just doesn't look good in the first inning. You battle back, you get the runs. He pitches okay as long as you need him to. You keep building, you keep going, you keep fighting, right? You tie it up, they take the lead. You tie it up again, and then you win it. Those are the ones that build a little bit of momentum for you. Because now if you were able to beat the Sox again today and you go up 2-0 on the season, the Sox start looking around and going, what do we got to do to beat these freaking guys? And you start looking around going, we just know we're going to win. So I don't know. And everybody's freaking about Judge's contract. Don't worry about Judge's contract. Let Judge worry about Judge's contract.
Ooh,
don't worry about it.
That is an interesting take that on this day here at the Hideaway that I thought you were not. I driving over here to the Hideaway, I'm like, you know what? I bet we're going to open. I think Levack is going to be pissed about the Judge contract. I think we're going to come out of the gate strong with Judge contract talk. And you have completely gone different than I thought here. So why is that?
Well, because what is it? He said he's not going to negotiate in a year, right? All he's going to do is either prove that the Yankees offering him $30+ million, $213.5 million extension was not enough, or he's going to prove them right. This is the problem I have with my fellow Yankee fans. Like I'm very presidential. My fellow Yankee fans, listen to me closely as I explain to you the situation as to why you're stupid. This is the same group of guys and women who piss and moan when somebody's on contract too long. Carlos Beltran too long. This one too long. That one too long. Jeter too long. Complain about it like you wouldn't believe. Oh, they're under contract. And they're the ones who want to hand in a 10-year contract to a 30-year-old without even thinking twice, without a bat and an eye at it. I'm okay with it if it happens. I would love for it to happen. Judge is the face of the Yankees. He's the face of baseball for a lot of people. There's people who know what Aaron Judge is who couldn't put a base. If you put 4 balls in front of him, wouldn't know which one was a baseball, but they know what Aaron Judge is because he's a Pepsi commercial or a Jersey Mike's commercial. I would love if the deal got done. But at the same time, these things have a way of working out. It's going to get done. It'll probably be done before the end of the year. We're not going to negotiate against the season is bull crap. Judge isn't negotiating against the season. His agent still is. So just chill out. It's going to happen. And then you'll complain about it one way or the other. It'll either be, I can't believe it was only 7 because he's still good. Or it'll be, why did you give him 10 years? He's 40 years old now. Like, no matter what it is, you're going to bitch about it anyway. So just shut up and wait for it to happen.
This in-season contract talk and wait till the end of the season stuff always has like a dirty undertone for me, for executives and GMs and those type of decision makers, because it always feels like to me that they're rooting for the success of that athlete to not hit what it's hit before.
Right.
Because they know money-wise, hey, let's say Judge plays 100 games instead of 162 because of injury again. He bats 240, hits 35 home runs, 90 RBIs. Okay, you know what? The Yankees, they're going to root for the success of their team because it's the Yankees. Let's say the Yankees get in the playoffs, Judge doesn't play well. Oh, hey, let's go back to that negotiation table, shall we, Aaron? Huh?
Right.
Let's knock about 25 mil off. You can come back, no problem. So they know that if the Yankees as a team have success, or Judge, like you said, has a chance to prove them wrong, that number's going to skyrocket, and they don't want that to happen. And that's like the dirty secret of sports, that no business wants to pay somebody more money when they're forced in a spot to pay them more money. The question is, does Aaron Judge's popularity resonate in another city? Like if he jumped, we'll see, exactly. And I'm with you too, right? Yeah. Like if he jumps to San Francisco, let's just say.
Maybe not as much for the rest of the country, but that city, yes.
Yeah.
Like right now, he's the face of baseball.
For sure. I think he's one of the most popular players in baseball, and Trout's on the West Coast and Ohtani's on the West Coast, but the Angels don't win. Bryce Harper is really good for Philly. Bryce Harper, the Nationals won the World Series when he left, but he's in that conversation too. And I'm sure we could toss a few other young names out there, but yeah, if Aaron Judge went to another team, he would still be Aaron Judge. He'd still be popular. I was going to say he could be even more appreciated, but I don't think that's the case. Yankee fans love him. Like he's loved in New York. It's not like there's a I don't think there's a percentage of people, unless it's now.
Probably have to go LA would be the only place you could actually be more. But all right, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many times in Judge's career has he played over 115 games?
115?
Yes.
Oh God, that's a lower number than I thought.
So he's going in his 7th season.
2?
He played 2 times over 115 games. 148 games last year, 155 games in 2017. Now, rookie year, he played 27, and then the 28 for 2020, whatever. There's COVID, whatever, but he's almost always banged up. He's
0 for 150.
Yeah. So he, I'm sorry. Yeah. 155 is in his second year. He's under contract for 161 regular games still.
Yeah.
Relax. Everything's okay. It's not like if they don't sign him tomorrow, he walks out. He's batting 400 right now. Let's keep that going. Let's go.
Let me toss this wild theory at you. That could happen. All right. So many Yankee fans have yelled about getting rid of Stanton. It seems like from the moment the contract was signed, like Stanton's got to go. He's got to go. He's the worst. He sucks. He strikes out.
That contract was signed in Miami, not here.
Yes. Thank you for reminding Yankee fans. Exactly right. Could this scenario happen? If Stanton has a better season in 2022 than Judge, the Yankees are forced to pick between the two, and the Yankees decide they're going to take Stanton over Judge. Would a Yankee fan be pissed off at the franchise if they said, "Okay"?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like Stanton. They just don't like him. They never have. And they may never ever. I mean, Stanton's that guy. If he went if he went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, they'd be like, "What happened to the other at bat? What'd you do? What? Yeah, why don't you play the field, loser?" Like, no matter what he does, they're always going to be against him. But he's he was nothing. Like, he cost you nothing basically. Like, everybody looks at the number. You didn't give up much to get him, and on top of the fact, they gave you money. Miami gave you money with him. That's like you're going, "I need a car, but I'm not in a rush." And your neighbor goes, "I got this Escalade over here. If you want it, you can have it." Doesn't know. It might need new tires, but it's basically yours. It's supposed to be $800 a month. You can have it for $200 a month. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm good. Let's go.
Again. It's going to get dirty because of that too, right? Like, I could see the undertones coming because of Judge saying no to that contract, which you and I both looked at and thought, okay, guy's betting on himself. He says, I don't have to do it right now. I think I can have a season where I can stay healthy, put up better numbers, be in the MVP conversation. Everyone's giving love to Toronto and all the other teams in the AL East, except my Orioles. We can be better. So he's bet on himself, but I wonder if press-wise the Yankees are going to turn that against Judge at some point. Like Cash.
Well, they already tried.
There you go.
They already tried.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is Judge Mike Trout?
Is Aaron Judge Mike Trout? No. I think Trout's more productive, but he's more. Right. I would say Aaron Judge is more popular than Mike Trout, but not a better player.
So you're. So why does Judge think we gotta get you a microphone? So what?
He wants Mike Trout?
Yeah.
Well.
Yep. They're averaging 7 years at 31.5.
7 at 31.5.
So if you go 9 or 10, but they're 100 million a quarter.
But it's, and the problem that I have with it is because I don't necessarily mind the money, because the money doesn't even matter. But it's you have to own the fact as a Yankee fan who's complaining right now that they're not doing this deal, that if you pay him what he wants, you're paying him part of that to be a player, but a lot of that to be your ad campaign. Like, it's not even really, you're not paying him based on what he does on the field. The guy's never hit 300, but you're paying him because you love him and that he's going to sell a lot of tickets and he's going to, the Hideaway. Hey, it's Aaron Judge. I love going to the Hideaway and eating a chicken sandwich. Like, that's why you're paying him, because his face is going to be everywhere. I don't. Right, well, that's true. That's true.
Keep that mic away from me, actually.
That's true. Listen, you look at Aaron Judge and you look at Jeff Levack and tell me which one you're going to believe knows where a good chicken sandwich is more. Okay? All right? Listen, I want to find a gym. I'm following Judge. I want to find the best chicken sandwich up here in Saratoga. I'm following Levack to the Hideaway. Okay? All right?
I'm glad you feel like this will not be a distraction.
No, I think it's going to be for other people.
Oh, okay.
I think fans are going to complain about it all along, but I don't. All you've done is give one more reason to motivate Judge to play great baseball. like I don't see, like, I know that, like, in sports now we've all been led to believe that you have to sign a new deal before your old deal is over. He's under contract for 161 regular season games still. He's under contract for this postseason, no matter however long that is. And during that time, I get to talk to his agent all the way along. We're not negotiating. You know what? I'm not negotiating. Chad, I'm not going to negotiate with you during the show. Hey, Jeff, here's double the money. Negotiation over. You win. If you call his agent, Jean Daniel is here.
Oh, there he is.
You didn't lock the door?
Negotiations started.
I mean, it's such a stupid thing. You hear that, like, we're not going to negotiate during the season. What do you pay your agent to do? Negotiate. So is he fielding friggin' fly balls and right? Or is he going to take the phone calls when Brian Cashman calls him? He's going to take the calls. And if he gets a deal that's good enough, he's going to call Judge and go, big fella, I think we should take this one. It's just stupid.
Can we promise this, that when the summer hits, I know the New York media is going to do this because of how contracts work.
Says the New York media.
Late May, early June, you know the rumors are going to start of, are the Yankees going to trade Aaron Judge?
People are already talking about it.
Oh, I know.
FAN's already talking about it.
There is no way. There's no way. I'm done betting things with my hair, so I can't do that anymore. But
Judge for Soto?
I would take Soto.
Right.
I would take Soto.
If the deal's out there, the deal's out there.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, too, with Judge, like everything that we're saying on why like rational humans aren't freaking out, good GMs are looking at it going, dude's 30, never played, he's played over 115 games twice in his career. Maybe wait and see. Maybe why are we going to give up things and go for him? Unless the Yankees, if the Yankees spiral the drain, if they are crap this year, dude, everybody who wants to go.
I just thought about the Angels all of a sudden because I thought, can you imagine the Angels? You have Trout, Judge on a affordable contract for a rental, Ohtani, and you have a bunch of minor league pitchers. You drafted nothing but pitchers, and the Yankees get like 5 arms for. That's just something I don't think it's going to happen, but I know it's coming here in the summer.
The Chapman deal. If the Yankees know they're not going to make the playoffs or not make a real run, you sit down with Judge's agent and you go, what do you want? Okay. We're going to trade him. He's going to have a chance to go win another ring. And then we're going to give you exactly what you want and come back. What's that? Well, no, because he's going to win when he comes back here. That's it's listen, nobody go start drinking again. Your heart be damned.
Oh man,
I love Judgy. I don't want him to go anywhere, but at the same time, if these things have a way of working out. Like everybody's freaking out now. The same ones who freaked out about Cano and Sanchez and this one and that one. Look, you gotta make smart business. There's a point where you have to look at the other person and go, "I'm okay with you leaving." It's the same in relationships. How many times has Jordan looked at you, your wife, and said, "Goz, I'm okay with you leaving"?
She's not with me this weekend, if that's what you mean.
There you go. There you go. There it is.
Yeah, no problem.
And who's the boss?
Well, she's not listening, so I'll say that for the moment and edit that out in post-production.
There's a point where you guys, the real, you can't let one side of a relationship have all the power. You can't do it.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Donaldson hits the game winner, new shortstop score, and then the same Yankee fans who were going, "How what gave up everything for this Donaldson? He's not even that good at it. I don't know if he can shave. I don't know if he has a chin. He may not even have a face under there. I don't know." And now they're like there's Josh Donaldson shirts flying off the freaking shelves.
Let's add to Gary Sanchez too. By the way, I don't know, the poor Minnesota announcers are like flipping out. It's a walk-off. Caught at the warning track. Sanchez and the Twins lose it. Very John Sterling-like by the Minnesota broadcasting team. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Sanchez almost the walk-off.
Listen, there's one way I can guarantee that you will enjoy today's Yankees-Red Sox game. Here at the Hideaway. Amazing food, great drinks, sober Chad. You may never see that again. And it's all going on right now. I'll make sure I try to do at least some of his drinking. Some, not all. And we're going to have a blast. We always have fun here. A million TVs. Gigantic deck. It's wet right now. It's slippery when wet. So be careful out there. Very clean patio. Trim the hedges. Looks even bigger. The deck, that is. The patio, same size. Always looks great. And I noticed that I was told that they're increasing the size of the parking, if you know what that means. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Oh, man. I might Google that later.
No? Okay.
What's this button do?
Crickets.
Oh, sorry.
That's better. That's appropriate. That's appropriate. Listen, if you all right, enough. I want to talk about my good friend Cindy Martin real quick. Cindy Martin over at the Jen Karam team at Howard Hanna Realty. She is my realtor. She'll be your realtor. She's the thing I like about her is it's not like I've never heard her say client before. Like she'll hit me up for help. Like, hey, a techies do this, and this. And it's never like my client needs it. She's like one of my people because you're her people. Like she works locally, she works globally. She's going to help you find a place no matter where you need to be, no matter what you're looking to get from your new house. She's going to work with you. She's going to be realistic with you. She's going to help you get it done. She works with the best team of local inspectors, insurance agents, attorneys to make sure that you're taken care of. It is so scary selling or buying property right now because of interest rates and everything else. Take the fear out of it. Work with Cindy Martin, Cynthia Martin at howardhanna.com, 518-932-5558, 518-932-5558. You can call her, you can email her, you can yell over at the Empire games this season. Go, Cindy! She'll be like, go Empire! Sell my house! Call me after the game! 518-932-5558. I got you. Like that's who she is. And to be honest with you, too. Not only does she sell and help you buy realty, I've had like 4 people call the office. Matt Woods will come over to me and go, your friend Cindy? She had like 6 people call this week for tickets.
Nice.
Cindy will sell anything. So if you're looking to sell your house, property, whatever it is, Cynthia Martin at howardhanna.com, 518-932-5558. Love my friend Cindy. You will love her too. She will work hard for you to make sure you're getting the perfect deal for your home, whether you're buying or selling. Guys, this was I didn't get to pay attention to this game because I was busy with Empire stuff. Albany upset Syracuse?
Yeah, the Albany. Shout out to Coach Scott Marr and his team for taking down the Orange. I was at an establishment, let's say across the street from
Was it across the street pub?
Yes.
Was it that one? Okay.
Yeah, it was that.
All right.
Proud sponsor.
I always wondered how they came up with that name.
So I'm there, and it's packed with Albany people. They're taking up my trivia spot. How dare they? And I'm like, what's up with the Albany crowd tonight? And then in the back, a bunch of Syracuse. I'm like, tonight's the night. So already out of the gates, I forgot about face-off between those two teams. And the game gets underway, pouring rain, but Albany does it. And I'm not trying to undermine the victory of Albany. It's a great...
Sounds like you're undermining the victory of Albany.
I might hear in a second, but here's what I feel bad about for what that could have been.
First of all, okay, yeah.
Pouring rain. Could have had a better crowd. If it's a Saturday game, could have had a better crowd.
Yeah.
Albany in not doing great this season.
Can I pick apart your points as you do them?
Sure. Let's reset it then. Let's go back.
Now that I am in the administrative office of a sports franchise, I take umbrage with some of the things you're saying right now.
Okay, let's start with the scheduling. Thursday night rather than a weekend game.
When are both teams available, and when are both teams' facilities available?
Okay, fair enough. Weather.
Okay, tell me if Mark Benson finds a way to control the weather, he will either have to work for Cobra and fight G.I. Joe, or he is God. So you can't control that.
How about both teams not being nationally ranked or not as good as they've been in the past few years?
Was that done before or after the game was scheduled?
After.
Okay. Let me know when you get something that actually matters.
And one other one I was going to say, the guy who originally scheduled the game was John Desco, who finally decided, all right, we're actually going to play at Albany. He's no longer the head coach of Syracuse. Gary Gate, the legendary player, is the head coach, and they're going through recruiting stuff. So I don't know. It feels like, look, if it happened 3 years ago, pre-COVID, when it could have been packed and everybody's there, and Albany's having some of the best teams in school history, that could have been like the defining moment of, wow, Albany lacrosse is the best lacrosse team in New York State. This felt like they beat a Syracuse team that's not as good in a bad weather game with a Albany team that's not yet. It didn't have the payoff that I had hoped. And maybe, like you said, it's out of everybody's control. I just wish the payoff was bigger for it.
So here's I'm not just going to say this about you. It's both of us, right? We love Albany lacrosse. We love Scott Marr. We love the entire Albany sports program. We've had great memories. Greg Gattuso is I count him as one of my favorite, like one of my best friends, who I haven't talked to in like a week and a half, so I'm going to get yelled at. We didn't know the game was happening. Things happen in your life where you're paying attention to other things, whatever. You're building Godzilla. I'm working with the Empire and trying to take time to talk sports with you a couple hours a week. Everyone who knew that game was happening is not thinking the way you're thinking. Everyone who knew that game was happening is thinking, you already just beat Syracuse. It could be the worst Syracuse ever and the best Albany team ever, and it's still, you beat Cuse. You beat one of the blue bloods of lacrosse. I think you are overanalyzing it, and rightfully so as a fan. That's what you do. You're an analyst to a degree. But But I think at the same time, that's a program building win. That's the kind of win now that when somebody's on the fence, like they're like, I could be a bench warmer, or I could fight for a spot in Syracuse, or I could really make a difference at UAlbany. But man, I've always wanted to be in Cuse, and I'm never gonna. Albany's not gonna be Cuse. Oh, Albany be Cuse? Like, those kind of things. And that when you start getting that guy is when you start getting the guy above that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy. Like, Scott Marr's already got the best players in the country, the Thompson trio, and I go on and on, Blaze Reardon and Connor Fields and on and on. But now I think winning a game like that suits you as getting the next level of guy where they're calling you instead of you calling them. And Cuse got to play again. They got to play again. So you probably play at Cuse next time, and then eventually Cuse comes to you and you beat them again on a Saturday night when it matters. But it's a big deal that UAlbany beat Syracuse. It's a big deal.
Yeah, looking at it from another perspective, like you just offered there, what if they lost the game? Cuse
no
is
one
down,
would notice.
right? Cuse is down. It's a pouring rain. UAlbany, as a local program here, needed a moment like that. It's been a rough couple months here for UAlbany, whether it involves the basketball program. Look, UAlbany women's basketball got to the NCAA tournament. That's awesome. Siena got upset in the MAC. I know I'm crossing schools here though, but
UAlbany former wide receiver Don McDonald signed with the Albany Empire.
There you go. I was going to say the Empire haven't kicked off yet, so they're going to provide some great moments here for the Capital Region and everything else. And maybe locally they needed Capital Region sports fans. We needed that moment to happen. I just wish the payoff was bigger. And maybe you're right. Maybe the payoff will come 2 years from now or a year from now, not on a soaked Thursday night, but when UAlbany's consistently better than Syracuse, that could have been the spark of it.
It's a fickle sport too, though. It really is. It's one of those ones, because you think about even like when UAlbany was, playing deep into the tournament and stuff like that. There were people who cared, and there were people who didn't. It's just lacrosse is a fickle sport right now. You've got the Firewolves playing. We're going to be there. The Albany Empire. We're going to be there on the 16th. We're going to be part of that game. And in their halftime, they're gonna have us come out, and we're going to have a blast. We can't wait to support our roommates. But lacrosse fans are fickle. They are. It's a fickle group. Like I tell you, it's one of the most fun games. Indoor lacrosse is I jokingly call it mocky. It's like mock hockey, because they do the line changes a lot and everything. So like I love the outdoor game. I'm learning to love the indoor game again. But when you get everybody rocking inside that building, like it's a blast. So hopefully we'll get everybody packing that place on the 16th, and we can all celebrate together a Firewolves victory. But lacrosse fan is weird. Like I'll see somebody who go to every single game at UAlbany, and then I can tell, hey, how was it to be there when they beat Cuse? Oh, I had to wash my butt. Wait, you washed your butt over going to see Syracuse play UAlbany? Like it's just like lacrosse fan is weird. They'll pick the weirdest reason to not go to things. I mean, maybe not exactly wash your butt, but I'm saying like it's just stuff you stuff you could do at different time with different things and whatever. And like people, I don't know. Lacrosse fan is weird. Lacrosse fan is just a weird breed.
A mix between bros and bros, like rich and
anybody who's had a reason to pay attention to lacrosse for more than 3 weeks loves lacrosse. But if you watch like one game and you don't go back, you don't think about it again. Like if your kid played lacrosse and you went to 5 or 6 games, I played lacrosse at Colony, like my freshman year and a little more, and my mom went to a bunch of games. My mom talked about lacrosse all the time. I wish you were still playing that game with the stick. I'm like, baseball? No, I hated when you played baseball. It was terrible. Like lacrosse. I was like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? It was like that's it. It's just you got to get people into it. That's the whole thing. We are live, Levack and Goz, live at the Hideaway. Very, very excited to be here. Cannot wait for Yankees baseball. I got to see which TVs we're gonna have. So we're the Masters on half the TVs, Yankees baseball on the other ones, and we're gonna rock and roll, have a good time, eat some good food, drink some cold beers, and have a blast. You want to do a little Q&A then today?
Q&A to end the day. I got to lead off with this one from our former producer. The artist formerly known as Matt Woods. Now that there's two battling for the title.
Real Matt Woods works for me.
He wrote, there was so much more potential with our Masters updates back in the day, and shared that Ringer update they do every year now of the dancing mascots. And look, it was good in 2020, like laugh out loud funny. 2021, now I feel like they're just going back to the well. Look, they got 1 million views on it.
It's working.
It's 9 minutes long. 9 minutes for the update.
What
it's
if
still funny?
If you had come up with it, how smart would it be?
Brilliant. I think it should have been nominated for a New York State broadcaster. It is funny. Maybe my attention span is so small.
9 minutes is a long time.
I
That's
like
why
it through
90
4
minutes is ridiculous. I don't know why they would ever pay attention to something for 90 minutes. That's way, way too long. Jared Lozier, tequila shot? So we might have to do a tequila shot in honor of our boy Jared, who's not here today. He's just at Tortuga. He's not like dead or anything. So that's that. Gurkha, sup, boys?
Thanks, Gurkha. There he is. I miss him at the Hideaway. Get him back here. Can I do this one involving Tony Khan from AEW?
Do whatever you want.
I got this one from Brian Katie and JJ shared this. This is Tony Khan at his best right here. So the leader of oh my God, did he delete the tweet? Oh, we might have to delete the tweet situation. Oh my good. Oh, here we go. Tony Khan wrote this yesterday. An independent study has confirmed that much of the staunch anti-AEW online community aren't real individuals. It's a staff of running thousands of accounts and an army of robots to signal to boost them. Look closely. These aren't even real people criticizing us. Who'd pay for such a wildly expensive thing? That's right. The leader of AEW is convinced actually everyone loves his company. Nobody criticizes him, and the people who criticize him are actually robots.
I don't even care about his company. Was Urban Meyer a robot?
This is
was the girl that he was pink blasted in the butt at a bar a robot?
Yeah. Tony Khan and Shad Khan, the Jags and AEW and everything else. Oh my God. That's like a whole level of rich people where you are doing things at such a high level. It came off like a mix between a spoiled rich kid and a little bit of like President Donald Trump of like just altering how they view the world of how they do it. Yeah, just did. So yeah, get ready for those reactions to that comment that's come out.
How about old Tom Gross? Do you think the Yankees can compete for the division? Hello from Yankee Stadium. No, I don't think they can compete for it. I think they're going to win it. That's what I think.
I picked them to finish fourth, Tom.
Well,
so
I feel even better. Corey from Greenwich. Bills go all out. Deebo Samuel. Can you imagine if the Bills traded for Deebo? Diggs, Deebo, Davis, Knox? Offense would be stacked. I think there's a huge price tag on Deebo. I think you would have to just blow them away to give up Deebo because he is what that offense is built around.
So I believe, Corey, for those who don't know that story, why he's suggesting Deebo Samuel is that Deebo pulled a Kyler Murray and removed all of his Niner-themed stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's the new thing. If you remove your team from Instagram, you're automatically wanting to get traded. Why would Deebo Samuel want to leave San Francisco? Why would he want to? They use him constantly.
I think it's just to get more money. Like obviously, which good for you. If you do a little, this is the kids doing the dating. They change the social media to single, and then the girl gets all upset or the guy gets all upset.
I would love ESPN or Yahoo or NFL Network to let Deebo Samuel have running back, wide receiver eligibility next year in fantasy football because he gets carries. Like he is what Ted Ginn and Percy Harvin were supposed to be. He is that good.
He's an offensive weapon.
Yes.
Again, it's almost like what Cordell Patterson in Atlanta, where like you hear these press conferences before a season starts where a coach goes, Devin Hester's a special kind of player. We just got to find a way to get the ball in his hand 9-10 times a game. Hey, coach, you want to hand it to him? What? No, like 3 punt returns. Just that. But coach, we just hand it to him like 6 times, and then we're guaranteed to get at least 6 times. But the ball's at, you're stupid. And now people are doing it. Now it's like not that bad.
You know what? I got this question. Is Deebo Samuel, if that made that move Corey talked about, would he be the best running back on the Bills?
Ooh.
Yeah, right? That's tough. I'm leaning towards yes. I know Devin Singletary did okay in the playoffs, and I know they could potentially look at the draft again this year, but if you told me Deebo Samuel got 15 carries for the Bills and you had Diggs on the outside, that's
the biggest thing about Deebo too is you got to remember you've got to know how to use that guy because we just said like there's certain teams that are willing to hand you the ball, throw you the ball, do everything you have to do. There's teams that you're a wide receiver, you play wide receiver. You're running back, you play running back. You play your role. I don't know. I think he's somebody that like if he's being smart, if Deebo Samuel's being smart, you take $1 million or $2 million less to play for Kyle Shanahan wherever he is. Because he's going to use the road. Maybe a Josh McDaniels willing to do a little crazy stuff. Maybe obviously Arthur Smith is, but like you need to play for a guy who is willing to give you the ball the way he gives you, who schemes the offense around you, where it's like, all right, obviously my quarterback, whoever the hell that's going to be, is going to touch the ball the most. You're touching it second most. I don't care if I'm throwing it to you, you're running it. I don't care if we skip it across the pond to you. You're touching the football the second most, and that's all there is to it. Jared Delaney headed there for he's coming to the Hideaway for dinner, so he misses us in the afternoon. Just listen to the podcast in the afternoon.
Subscribe, download, rate, and review. Stick it right in there, plug it in your car like a seatbelt, and you can listen to us in the afternoons, whatever you want.
Don't use this as a seatbelt. That's bad. John Quigley throwing a little hooday at me. Son of a bitch. Oh, Corey bringing it up. Frank Gore getting a one-day contract with the Niners.
You know what? I don't think Frank Gore's retired.
Well, I think Frank Gore's retired. I don't know if Frank Gore retired. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right.
I do.
Like I'm not retired from radio. I didn't retire from radio. I kind of did. I left. But I'm retired from radio because someone's calling offering me a job. I guess with Frank Gore, I don't know if I see him. Honestly, I still see him as a Miami guy. Like, I guess if
no knees.
Yeah, if he wants to. I don't like the one-day contract, but again, I would have trouble deciding exactly what I saw Frank Gore as. Obviously, he made the majority of his yards in his playing time in San Francisco. He's a 49er. But, like, there's a part of me, too, that, like, sees him in all these different uniforms. So I guess if for somebody like that to clarify, aggravates me slightly less than a guy who's like, I spent my entire career in Dallas, but 1 week I played for the Broncos, so I'm going to retire as a shut up.
That speaks to how long ago Frank Gore was a Niner. Like 8 years ago? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl with the Ravens, like 8 years ago?
Man, you want one more?
Let's do one more.
Hi, Gazi. Corey from Greenwich. Give me your East and West team in the NBA Finals, Gazi.
East and West Finals in the NBA, Corey asked for?
Yes.
I would go Phoenix and Golden State still in the West. Too many good shooters on those teams. I think Phoenix can actually beat them now. The East, boy, Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee. I took Milwaukee in December, but Philly's playing better and Boston's playing better. So you know what? With that being said, I got Phoenix and Golden State in the West, and I will take Boston and Philly in the East.
I'm going to go Boston over Memphis because that'll be a fun finals.
Oh, you want the Grizzlies to get all the way with Ja Morant?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Boston, as much as I don't love Boston, I do like watching them play basketball. Them versus Ja Morant and the Grizzlies would be a phenomenal finals.
Ooh, see what that pays on DraftKings right now.
I don't know. I bet the Celtics a while back. I was drunk. I didn't mean to do it.
Can't get out now. It's too late.
Couldn't help it. Now it's worth a bunch. Like, let's go. All right, so that's it. We're here at the Hideaway. Come on by, say hello. Always come to the Hideaway. It is great food, great people, amazing drinks, a bunch of stuff on draft. The best Bloody Marys in the Capital Region. Just always have a blast when we're here. And of course, golf season is about to happen. So get here, start planning out what tournaments you're going to play in, start planning out, when you're going to be able to get here, swing the clubs, because it is worth it each and every time. The Hideaway at Saratoga Lake Golf Club. Thank you for having us. I ain't going nowhere. We're watching the game.
We're hanging out here, watching a little.
Oh, that's right.
Game.
You don't have a family right now. You can actually. Goz gets to do what he wants.
It sounded darker than I thought when he said.
Hello, Goz. I have your family. What would you do if you weren't here watching the Yankees with me?
What I'd be doing? I'd probably be editing audio, which is not fun.
Right, like what do you do? What do you do for fun now, guys? Like
what's my fun?
When you don't, like, if there wasn't the show, Jordan and Rexzilla were at a family thing, so they weren't there, and you were just like, oh, I finally get to watch, listen to.
I would probably binge on a show. I get like, if I like, when you're married or engaged or single, you might get like, this is like spring, so there's no good sports on like football wise. Yeah, baseball. Like, but you get baseball afternoon right now. So like that window you're talking about before the show, like that noon to 4 is tough sometimes. I probably would catch up on some TV shows right now. I don't think I'd golf because I stink at golf. Maybe I'd hit the gym. If I hit the gym, I'd go downstairs. Huh. All right, I'll allow this is sounding depressing.
All right. Well, I didn't. All right. Well, there it is.
Give me some advice, Levack. Maybe that's what the advice should be.
Make sure you join us at Media Day tomorrow at Apex. Jamie says she'll be there. I would hope so. I'm paying you to be there.
My advice, get more hobbies.
No, yeah. In your hobby, I mean, think of all that. You could do the golf simulator at Apex, which gets you ready to come back here and swing the clubs at Saratoga Lake. You could do shoot some zombies. You could play some. You could do a little bowling. You could play a bunch of different. Goz has to pay for me to do everything, so I'm fine with it. We'll go crazy.
Oh, shit, I thought you forgot.
Nope, never. Like an elephant. Built like an elephant and a memory like one. So listen, come by there for Empire Media Day. We'd love it. Everybody, thank you so much to Techies Fire and Water Restoration. Thanks to the Hideaway. Thanks to Godzilla Media. Thanks to you. And here's some advice for you. Make sure you have more hobbies so that when someone asks you what they are, you don't sound as depressing as Goz.